Yeah. Here we go. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. Just this morning, just yesterday, the I Am Athlete podcast had the great, legendary, the OG, Jadakiss. They had Jadakiss on their show, and I listened to the entire show this morning, and it was a whole hour-long conversation, and the one thing that stuck out was how he talked about how the songs, like some legendary tracks. I'm talking like Why, Letter to B.I.G., I Always Love Big Papa, like songs like New York, the shit he did with Ja Rule and Fat Joe and shit, like legendary tracks. He had it in his head long before they became legendary tracks, long before they became commercially successful. All right. So the thing that happened was what he said he had 5 sons, and I highly recommend that you guys go and listen to it for yourself. Don't just take my word for it. He said he has 5 sons, he has bills, he has so many things going on in his head that he knows how to store. Like, he gets an idea, he gets a verse, he gets something he wants to put down on the track, and he knows how to store it in a certain part of his brain, so when it's time to let it go, it just rips. And he was talking about how when he debuted Why, it was around the time 9/11 came and everyone was asking all these questions. It was just some real shit. And it took me back to this past Sunday when I was at the Love Yourself Wellness Festival. And there was a brand new artist that I strongly recommend you guys go and check out his stuff. He's on Apple Music, Spotify, and I believe he's on Instagram as well. His name is King Hoodie, right? So the festival started off, they got off to a late start, and he was supposed to open up the show. And I remember actually before, because I got there early, I was kind of seeing him getting in his zone. You know how it is when it's time to give a presentation or it's time to speak. I know that feel, like, because I've done it so many times myself. That, when someone, he don't really feel like having conversations, he ain't networking, none of that kind of shit. He's just in his zone, right? So the time finally comes for him to perform, and the microphone blows out. The microphone blows, right? And, that's the worst thing to happen. That's something I've experienced on my own. That's the worst thing to happen, because you had your mind prepped and then the microphone goes out and shit like that. And that's the worst thing that can happen, because now it's like, man, you just took me out of my zone. And what he did, this is why I strongly believe in what Priscilla said in terms of why he's going to be one of the greats. He's going to be someone that because he improvised, and instead of him shutting it down, he stopped us. I'm in the crowd. I'm just kind of in the crowd waiting with everyone else. And what he did was he said, all right, look, I'm going to do a freestyle for y'all. And then he just started without no mic, none of that. He just started going off the cuff, off some 8 Mile, some acapella shit, right? And he just started going in. And that's what I mean when I say what's going on in your head. The main thing that you have to take away from today's Move Swiftly thought, all right, is what exactly am I putting in my head? What exactly am I putting in my mind? What exactly am I not only putting in my mind, but putting in my body, putting into my entire atmosphere, putting into my circle, so I know when shit goes down, when something happens, like a microphone blows and things don't go according to plan, and this happens, that happens, whatever, life happens, right? Fucking COVID happens. Something happens in which derails what you previously planned. Things aren't running as smoothly. Are you going to be ready for that moment? Are you going to be ready to say, okay, I'm going to go a cappella. Okay, I'm going to just spit off the cuff. Okay, if this happens, are you ready for those moments? Because those are the only things that are guaranteed in life. The only thing that's actually guaranteed in life is that it won't go according to plan. It will not go how you expected it. Things won't happen as smoothly as you expected them to happen. So now you got to have certain things stored in your mind. You have to have certain things stored in your mind, and it has to become who you are. It has to become who you are. All right, so that's the main thing. You already see what's going on in my head every day, because I let it out in a video every single morning. I give it to you every single morning, and I just call it the Move Swiftly thought. But this is maybe 5 to 10 minutes of the amount of things that I'm able to store in my head. If you were to look through my Google Drive and my inbox and all the things that I write down and the messages I send to myself, it's insane. So figure out a way of storing whatever you need to store in your head. And then when the world is ready, just like Jadakiss said, when he decided to put Why out there, it was when 9/11 was happening. When the world is ready to hear your message, then you unleash it. Your shit will always be ready. I'll drop the mic with one of my favorite quotes. stay ready so you don't gotta get ready, all right? Again, the main website to check out is makeyourmove.com. That's MakeYamove.com. It's a one-stop shop for all your teamwork and self-development needs. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.